In the face of accusations of genocide in Xinjiang, China, more and more voices are calling for a boycott of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing. We spoke with Liberal Democrats leader Sir Ed Davey about his efforts to convince the UK government and the athletic community. NTD's Eddie Aitken has a story.
Liberal Democrats leader Sir Ed Davey says the UK should take a lead in boycotting the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics over human rights abuses in Xinjiang, China.
And we're talking about forced labour camps, we're talking about systematic rape and sterilisation of women, we're talking about the separation of families.
On Wednesday, Davey asked the Prime Minister whether the government would support a boycott unless China ends this genocide.
We're leading international action in the UN to hold China to account, and we'll continue to work with the US, friends and partners around the world to do just that. He raises a point about a sporting boycott. We're not normally in favour of sporting boycotts in this country, Mr. Speaker, and that's been the long-standing position of this government.
The UN estimates that up to 1 million Uyghur Muslims are incarcerated in camps in Xinjiang. Johnson has refused to follow the US in declaring Beijing's abuse of Uyghurs a genocide.
So I really think this is a moment that we in Britain and around the world, we have to stand up and have to say that we know what's going on and we will do everything in our power to stop it.
Davey wrote to the British Olympic Association. BOA said it fully supported the Prime Minister's position. Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab last year said a boycott is a possibility. This month, in direct response to Davey's move, the editor-in-chief of the CCP-controlled Global Times tweeted that countries boycotting the Games would face sanctions. The UK has taken steps to address the human rights situation in Xinjiang. Last month, Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab announced a series of measures to prevent companies from being complicit in violations against Uyghurs.
And I would just remind people what happened back in 1936 at the Olympics in Munich. The British Olympics team went to that 1936 Olympics. They actually did the Nazi salute. And that's always been a stain.
The calls for a boycott are growing globally. A coalition of 180 human rights groups of Tibetans, Uyghurs, Inner Mongolians, Hong Kongers and others this month are also urging a boycott, and some are calling to rebid the Games. Several US senators in Canada's main opposition party are urging its government to pressure the Olympic Committee to move the Games to a different city unless the CCP changes course. Davey said next he's going to write to sponsors of Team GB, asking them to reconsider. He says this needs to be a huge effort. Eddie Aitken, NTD News.